Hello, 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 and welcome to
Hello.
APPE episode number. We don't know. We've done quite a few of these now. Today we're going to be talking about. IBC and MAX events, how to prepare for them, why go to them. But before we do any of that, I'd love to hear from our guests, starting off with the one and only Mr. Kez Akalanu.
Wow. Andrew, thank you for that. Thank you for that introduction, and also probably one of the first times I've actually heard my last name pronounced correctly. It's great to be here. I am Kes Akalono. I'm with Adobe. I'm the video community engagement specialist. So my job is to directly interface with all the video community within the Adobe ecosystem, and I'm also going to be a Max participant this year as well.
Great stuff, John.
Johnny,
let's hear from you.
Yeah, hi everybody. John Knowles here. I'm sure you see me if you're on APPE. You've probably seen me lecturing people about things on the forum. I'm a software trainer. I'm Los Angeles based, so I definitely will be at Max this year. I try not to miss it when it's in town for sure. I will also be presenting at Max for the first time this year. I am co-teaching a day-long class. Thank you. Yeah, very exciting. I've progressed. I've gotten promoted. So the first year I was a TA, and then last year I worked a booth. Kyle and I both worked a booth for Premiere Pro, and then for the experts booth. And then this year I'm finally teaching, which is sort of my dream. So I am co-teaching a class with Carl Soule from Adobe, and we're doing.
You're teaching with Carl?
With Carl, yes. So we're going to tag team it during the day, and it's 9 to 5. It's a full day, and it's a riff. It's not quite a 48-hour film festival. It's like an 8-hour film festival. But basically, we give you interview footage, and you have to cut a 3 to 5 minute promo by the end of class. And we're going to show you everything from ingest all the way through graphics, color, sound sweetening until you have a nice finished final product. And class filled up like that. So I think there's a lot of interest in people like, okay, what are all the basic steps throughout Premiere Pro to basically
John,
start and finish?
And that, John, is the whole show. So we're going now by... Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's not. We've got the wonderful, the irrepressible, the absolutely stunning and clever and brilliant Andrea Batz-Latson.
Woohoo! So give us the short rundown of who you are and what you do.
Well, you know my name now, and he pronounced it correctly. And I am an Adobe community expert. I stay mostly on the print side, but I do also teach video and Express. That's our new one. And I also teach at a college, and I also teach teachers. Everything about like Adobe, the packages and stuff that they get. I go around conferences and things like that, and also Firefly. And
so you're getting around. Like I met you in Miami.
Yes.
At the booth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so fighting for space. You ran over my toe a couple of times.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but I just fell in love with you, man. You know, it's like it was so cool. Your energy is amazing. What you inspire enthusiasm in when you teach, and it's a good reason you're teaching.
Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you so much. But the same with you. I was very impressed with Kyle when we were there, and how willing he was to help other people, and how much knowledge, he has knowledge in various different areas, and was very eager. So yeah, I think we had this mutual
respect and,
like we lost
admiration. And talking of such things, Carl, we've not heard from you. Tell us, everyone knows you, but tell us about you and what your involvement is with IBC MAX.
Okay, well, the short rundown of me is that, I worked on feature films as a first AD. I did online editing from the days of tape, finishing, and loved digital nonlinear. Remember the video toaster? That old. And so Premiere being the first codec agnostic and platform agnostic tool out there, it was a natural choice. And managed to get to meet Sil Cleary, who said, hey, would you like to be an Adobe community expert? And so now, and also in Odyssey, so been going to the conferences, which is what our whole topic is about, is conferences today, getting ready, getting your pitch ready, and all that. Love to get your insight on this. Andrew, why don't you give your 411?
My 411, yeah, well, whatever that is, I'll do it. I eat a lot of cake. That's essentially the thing. Like Andrea, I run over people's feet from time to time. It's a good thing to do. I've been running a video production company for about 1 billion years. I got involved with Kyle some years ago on the APPE group. And we administer that along with Kyle and Kez and various other really, really cool people. And as a result of that, we've been talking to Adobe for a long time and participating in the groups. And as a result of that, got invited to MAX the first time about 2-3 years ago. Not MAX, to IBC. Went again this year. And it's a brilliant thing to do. If ever you get the opportunity, find a way to get to one of these big events, because the people you meet and the networking you can get done really helps you understand and exposes you to a world you didn't know was out there. And you meet some great people. I mean, look at these folks here. Look at them. Look at them all.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. Lifelong connections, creative connections. That's and that's really what we want to focus on this show on is because I met John walking in person. I'd seen him online, but in real life, we're walking towards an event and saying, "How do you get in? How do you get there?"
You were in line for coffee at Max.
Oh,
I remember, and I was walking past you because they had put me. Yeah, cheers. They had put me in a classroom. I was helping out. I think it was Louisa Winters. If you all don't know her, she's fantastic. She's a great teacher, and she's a drone operator, and she's really just good people. And I was TAing her After Effects class, and they put us in the hinterlands. If you've never been to the LA Convention Center, there's the fun part, which is where I think takes place. And then some of the classrooms are literally like in the next state. Like you got to walk 80 miles. And I was walking back, my head down. I'm sure I was exhausted. And this arm grabs me in the coffee line. And they were like, John. And I was like, Kyle.
Yeah. Well, because it was like, oh my God, you actually are a real person. We're going to do a quick hello to our sponsors, but I want to first say we've got an amazing group of people that are contributing in the chat right now. So I just want to get through Jules. Oh my gosh. It was so great to meet you at Max. Hello. Thank you. And yes, you're right. Adobe Max is the best. And definitely Carl is legit. Carl is Soleil. Wow. And Eric Addison. Dude, thank you for showing up every time. Lalonde. Donnie. That's awesome. And Steve Smith.
And you're going to forgive this, but he's a wonderful, wonderful man and a good friend. Steve the Bastard. He's from Australia. He's watching this at some ridiculous time in the morning. He's a genius. We'll go into that another time. There's no the Mad Bastard. And also VJ. Salut. Good. Okay, so if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. Andrew, you want to do the sponsors? Let's get our house in order for that side, and then we'll be on with the show. So, yeah, we've got our sponsors. So we have to thank the wonderful people. I'm going to go full screen here. No, I don't need to go full screen. The wonderful people at Lucid Link, without whom we would not be doing this show. They have been helping us with costs of getting this StreamYard up and running and various other things, even attending shows. They have been absolutely brilliant to us. And you're going to be hearing more from us and them over the coming weeks and months. And also they've got some fantastic stuff being launched at Adobe MAX
some new stuff year. I asked her, Dana, if we could say anything, and she said, no, it's all under wraps. And so there's some big announcements at Max coming up with Lucid Link. And by the way, that we're also, all of our post-production assets are on Lucid Link, so that Andrew, who's in the UK and I'm in Canada, we can actually cut, and it's a virtual drive. So we don't actually take up space on our computers.
It's
but
voodoo.
Assets video, it's amazing. This secret sauce they've got going on is amazing.
Secret sauce. It's voodoo. It's what we always wanted. And our other wonderful sponsor, of course, is the great and wonderful Jim Tierney, who's at Digital Anarchy. And guess what, guys? Digital Anarchy are doing a special offer. They've got some freebie goodies. You get a free Ugly Box plugin, and you get a free Flickr Freak. I love the play on words here. And of course, this is all...
Hold on, for reference. Beauty Box is his plug-in to make you look pretty. Yeah. So Ugly Box is hilarious. And then Flickr Free is how to fix, Flickr on fluorescence or time lapse.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant plugin. So they've launched these 2 free plugins. You just have to register. If you want to, what I'm going to do is I'll put the links to these 2, Flickr Freak and to Ugly Box, into the chat, so you can link to those. You got it covered. He's just a brilliant guy, is Jim, and a digital rebel. We love him, and he helps sponsor us as well. So our thanks to him. And I think that's it. We're out. Shall we go back to...
Yeah, let's go get on with the show. Let's talk about real stuff now. I'm going to add Cass here. 1 second.
Wow.
He dropped out. There we are.
There he is.
Woohoo.
Yeah, worst time for the internet to go out is right when we're in the middle of the APPE show. So,
you had your internet. Oh my gosh!
It was
You're not with AWS, are you?
Oh no, Comcast.
That was really bad. Can we just talk about that for a second? Like how much of the internet and how many companies use AWS, and how that's a terrible linchpin for when it goes out. That it just wrecks everything. I mean, I saw the list of companies and services that were using AWS, and it was a lot. It wasn't just Adobe, it was some really big players. And the fact that one thing goes and they all just fall like dominoes, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we coordinate our show details. Sorry, I want to hear that. We coordinate our show details in WhatsApp, and it just nuked a bunch of stuff. Andrea, go ahead, please.
No, I was just our Blackboard was out yesterday for our students and everything. Like I couldn't communicate with them. They couldn't communicate with me. So yeah, it was pretty big. A lot of colleges it affected.
Wow.
And this teaches us about resilience. For a big project I've been doing for one of our clients, which is a global thing, VR, people logging in, logging off. We had it on AWS, but we also had it on Azure. So that when AWS went down, we were still able to carry on running the whole thing seamlessly. And that's just about having backups. They just have backups. But yeah, it caused us all a few issues. Kez, did it cause you any issues?
It kind of messed us up internally at Adobe for a hot minute. So a lot of angry Express users and Firefly users.
Oh
so,
the
entire community. I saw it all over, like our Reddit filter, our Reddit tracker was just going off the chain with no access because of AWS going down. It's like, it's not our fault. It's Jeff Bezos' fault, supposedly. So.
And the last thing we do need to just mention as well before we get going proper. I know we keep putting this off, but we're here as APPE. We've got this wonderful YouTube channel, but we've also got the group which started this whole thing off. Give us a little bit of background on this, Carl, because this group has been brilliant.
Yeah, I just want to say, okay, so here we are. Whoops, here I'm. 1 second. Snap. I was just trying to mouse around on that and zoom in and stuff. This is how it all started a long time ago. Like, I think I'm 10 or 11 years, and Andrew was just shortly after that, and Kess met you at Max. Now here again, show content is about connecting at conferences.
Yeah.
So Kess, asked you if you'd be an admin on APPE long before you became an Adobe rep, and you said yes, and we're so grateful for that. John, same, right? Yeah. So this is why we're here. 29,000 members. What's cool is that it's all high level, deep dive tech questions. Basically an incredible. Here's an example of Eric Fassbender talking about 360 and VR
360 video,
Yeah, but being able to actually operate AE and Premiere using a VR headset, and so our content on the forum is a little bit different than a lot of other places. It's a bit deeper, and you know what? For the most part, we all talk about stuff in a way that's inviting engineers to participate. So Adobe, we try not to have Adobe go running for the hills because our members don't carry pitchforks,
and just to take that forward, the reason APP works is because we don't have flame wars. We encourage people to support everyone else with technical questions, empirical data, and the engineers at Adobe love that. And that means we give them a safe space to come and see what people are doing, answer questions, and also it means we get a lot of feedback from them. When Adobe want to know something, they'll ask us, we'll ask the members, and we get this information back to Adobe. And shows are where you make the connections where you see all of this stuff coming to fruition. So everything we're seeing now and that's going to be launched in Max, it's as a result of all of you guys working with all of these guys to make these things happen. So thank you. Wonderful. Log on. Join the group if you haven't already. And I think that's it. We've covered the beginning of the show, Carl.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's move on with the actual content. Why the conference? And I really, first person I want to hear from is Andrea, because we're all like Andrea and I talk way too much. We talk over each other. We interrupt each other, and we both are going. The secret signal is, "Hey, dude, you're going on. Does your train of thought have a caboose?" And we do it to each other all the time. So
we do. No, we do. We do. We argue a lot.
Yeah, but with love. So, Andrea, tell us why do you go to conferences? What is the reason for doing it?
I think the number one reason is the fill-in. I can tell you, the first time I went to Adobe MAX, I was in design, and she had posted a thing saying, "Hey, does anyone want to be a speaker?" And I was like, "Absolutely," And I'd never been to MAX or any type of conference of that caliber before. And when I got there, oh my gosh! Of course, it was enormous. But the friends that I made there last for years, and the main thing is you got people coming from everywhere. I mean, China, Germany, everyone coming from everywhere, and they get here, and everybody is so happy, and their whole purpose is creativity, and they're so interested in what you're doing, and you're interested in what they're doing. And Adobe, what they do with their conferences is they foster it and they set it up to where creativity is the highlight. Like from the second you walk in, you're seeing this big wall that with all sorts of chalk and stuff for you to write your information on. And sometimes they have these big fluffy chairs with so many plugs that you can plug in and recharge your information, your whatever you have, and rest and relax. And it's just so much to do. But I think the biggest thing I loved about the conferences was the people and seeing their attitude. One place you can go where everybody's happy. Nobody's like wanting to fight or fussing or talking about crazy stuff that's happening in the world. Everybody is there for whatever that conference is for. And Adobe's is creativity, and everybody's there. And creatives from all over. Kyle was doing something totally different than, what I'm doing. Anissa, who has become my best friend, I met her the first year I went down there. And when I tell you, we are so, it is a friendship and a bond, Lavon, that is come, and it lasts. You see what I'm saying? I just talked with Lavon last night, just texting with Anissa last week, talking to Kyle, he got me back on WhatsApp, you know what I mean? Things like that. But you never know what's going to happen. You never know who you're going to meet. But I would tell you, as I tell everybody, I can't explain the feeling and everything that you get when you go to these conferences, because it is truly something you have to experience yourself. And you should definitely
in person.
Yeah.
There's online, and then there's in person, and that's the lifelong bond you make. It's amazing. How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, it's an incredible thing to go there, especially if you've never been before. It's an I first walked into my first Max and it was actually overwhelming. There was so many things to do, so many things to look at. And it's just eye candy, like everywhere you look. They set up the booths and everything are really, really cool. The Adobe always has an amazing booth with some type of, there's photo ops everywhere you look. There's always a background for you to be taking like really good selfies, like everywhere. It's set up for that on purpose. But to what you were just saying, I think, yes, it is so focused on creativity, which is really, really a nice feeling. Like a lot of conferences, it's, if you've been to some other trade shows, they can be kind of stale and boring. And they're very much just about the product. And this is really about creativity and fostering that sense of community around creativity as well. They're always trying to get people involved, whether it's like, they always do like a photo walk, like, hey, let's walk around the area. Here's some cool places to take pictures. They're encouraging you constantly to be creating, whether it's like the chalkboard thing. Like
the printing swag, like your own, your logo, you can like make something out of some machine they've got in place.
Yes. It's right there. Or in years past, there's little tattoos, like, they're just the temporary ones, but you can get like a little Premiere Pro tattoo, things like that. And there's like, well, it's in a place that I can't show on camera, but
what, Louisiana? New York? I don't know.
Yeah. What's that?
You can pet puppies.
You could, yeah.
It's crazy.
All kinds of cool stuff there. And then the fact, and the part that I really I love is there's no velvet ropes, right? I mean, there's like a couple of green rooms and stuff like that, but really, like, there's no velvet ropes. So you might go to lunch and then one of your heroes who's a speaker will just be like, hey, is this seat taken? And they sit down, and next thing you know, you're talking to one of your heroes, whether they're a graphic designer or a photographer or whatever, and it's a great place to kind of mingle that way. I will also say, on the opposite end, if you're trying to meet someone at Max, you'd better have a plan and a destination and GPS coordinates, because it is massive. You can't say things like, "Oh, I'll see you at the bash." Like, that's impossible. You will not. You will not find anyone at the bash.
Getting into the opening keynote event, or sneaks. I think it was it 5,000 people in the theater?
Yeah. It was pretty big.
Like, for me, everywhere you look, there's between 100 and 5,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I found it overwhelming.
And that's the thing. We've discussed what we're going to be talking about, and here we've got a rough outline. But one of the things is the whole, the advice to plan ahead. If you're going to a show, and you've heard why. I mean, it's really clear why. You get to network and meet people, not just Adobe folk, but all sorts of other folk, right? Lots and lots of people. And if you go, have a reason for going. You know why you're going there. Is it to meet, to learn? Are you going there to network, to sell? What are you going there to? Have a really clear idea. And
also to have a digital handshake too, right? Digital handshake, like you're whether you're phone bumping or you have like the NFC, is it called, card, right?
Yeah.
And then there's also the coolest thing that I saw was a pen, like a Sharpie that had the guy's swag name on it, and then there was also stickers. I think Marcus had stickers, right? Like crazy.
Stickers with QR codes on them. So level stuff.
And talking of which, Kez, because we haven't quite finished the why yet, because I would love to know why, what your take is on this. Why go to these places?
Well, whether it's Adobe MAX, whether it's IBC, it's like, it's an opportunity to meet your peers, to interact with your brothers and sisters in the creative industry, because it's like, there's not too many places where we could get together and just talk shop, geek out, and like, make connections, like Andrew was saying, like, make lifelong friendships, be able to, tackle topics, talk to employees of said companies. Like, you could talk to people from Adobe, you could talk to vendors that we have at Max and all over the place, and just be able to get their insight, maybe present your problems in a much more, constructive manner, and be like, hey, I've been having this issue. How can I go about, improving my workflow? Or, oh, I did not know you could do that. Like, what was it last year, Kyle, when we went to Max and we met the one and only unique in person, Steven, and like, he just showed us all the cool stuff that After Effects has with new expressions and how to deal with, text alignment and all these things. And it's like, it's great to see, like, some of the newer stuff that's happening, not only the sneaks, but just like some of the features that are in beta, and also, interact with experts, learn a trick or two, go to classes. Like, I think it was our first Max we went to in 2023 where I met you. I was hanging out with you and Eric Addison, and I think we went to a motion graphics class with Noel. I'm probably going to butcher his last name, Noel H. And he was showing us some great tips on how to do motion graphics, and a lot of them were really related to the concept of editing, how using match cut between one shape to another. It's like a lot of the core concept of editing was there within motion graphics, and it was just like I never thought of it like that. That's awesome.
So one of the things that when we met, and we became fast friends, it was just an instant bond. Brothers, like instantly. It was crazy, and the rush to get to every event, the rooms, the training things, and we're both trying to keep on schedule, and we're going to talk a little bit later about how to keep your schedule and planning and that, but.
Yeah.
The coolest thing happened. Sorry, Andrew. The coolest thing happened, Cass, with you and I. We're trying to get somewhere, and we got into a conversation with Carl Soule and Jason Levine, and we're sitting there late by 5 minutes to get into a full packed event, and we're both going, should we? We didn't know what to do, and I said, hey, Cass, we're already here. Right? Like, what could be better than having a good convo with Carl and Jason Levine? Like, I mean, we didn't need to rush to get to somewhere because we were already there.
Right. And here's the bit I think we've missed so far from the whys, which is we've talked about you go along and you can meet your heroes and you can get some insights on the latest betas and all that kind of stuff. More importantly, you get noticed, right? You get noticed. And the people that are your heroes now, you can become one of those. And the thing is, the people that are your heroes didn't set out to be heroes. They just set out to do a really good job and to inform and work with people and to teach and pass that on. And everyone's always looking for that. These are the most giving events. And so for career advancement and for networking and seeing what opportunities are out there, going to these events will help advance your career and help advance your understanding of where you want to go and what possibilities are enormously, absolutely enormously.
Yeah. And I just want to jump into that because I was going to say something too, Andrew. The fostering of the relationships before Max is also important. The ones that you do online, because when he mentioned meeting your heroes, I've met several, and they've known me because of online. Like, there's nothing like going past the stage and Jason Levine is up there and he's about to take picture with Adobe, very important. And he says, "Happy 97." And I'm like, oh, you know who I am. You know what I mean? And it was like the biggest thing. And he jumps off stage and he gives me a hug and we do our selfie thing and stuff like that. So, and Terry White, like so many people that you are your heroes. Look at that, are it's definitely those relationships are important. Yeah.
And I guess that's what's important about that is engage ahead of time, engage all the time, get online, join the groups where you see the action, and you will find people. No one judges you. Everyone starts from the beginning, right? And we all move on. And even the most seasoned of us has areas where we just go, I've no idea. Who can I speak to about this? And the great thing is once you do these shows, you find out there is nothing to be frightened of if you say, I don't know, can you show me? Because everyone will help. Everyone will. Kyle.
Yeah.
So, because we're talking about planning ahead, getting ready. And, so we've talked about don't miss crucial sessions or speakers and things. But one of the other things is, people will be going to these places as content creators, digital nomads. They'll want to film stuff for their social channels. They'll want to do stuff ahead of time to get involved, and that's a really good way to meet people, by the way. So talk us through some of that, because I know you're going to Max.
So I'm going to Max. I'm going to be working the booth. I got slotted into After Effects, which I'm a bit I'm way better at Premiere, and so I use After Effects. I think it's great, but I basically port over decisions into Premiere as best I can. So that's a tech tip for you guys. You can actually choose what parameters you can use in Premiere, which is what our show is about. Is about bringing technology and creators together, engineers and creators together, and learning how to use our tools the best way. So I love After Effects, but it makes me feel really small. Be working at the booth. So we're going to go live next week. Andrew's going to be in the UK managing the show, and I'm hoping that John and Kess and I will be able to sign in live with a camera somewhere, and I'll just show you that this is the gear that I'm using. So this is all about what to pack for gear. So see, I've got this little business here, right?
Ooh.
Right?
That's very
there
cool.
You go. Right? And so, it's pretty cool. So, and then the coolest thing about it, check this out, right? Coolest thing about it is it goes right into there onto a monopod.
What?
With big feet, so that I can actually extend it. I can extend it pretty good, right? Like that, right? And it stays, I got to make sure the feet work. John, or Andrew, I think somebody's knocking on our door. Okay. So that works out really well, right? And then, but basically, this is a big battery pack that I can connect to my gimbal.
Eric,
right?
I'm going to bring you in shortly, mate.
Yeah, so that connects to my gimbal, which can actually power the iPhone as well. And the coolest thing, DJI mic set, which I'm wearing one now. And
is
so
Mini 1 or Mini 2?
Yeah. It is the Mini 2.
Nice. Okay.
Works great. I wanted to get the actual one that you can plug a mic into. But what's the point, right? Like, why have a wired mic when this is just a clip-on thing? It's done. So I will probably invest in a wired mic one because I have old school lavaliers with expensive, clip-on mics. And you can also add a boom pole. So if you're basically doing a walk and talk, you can have you have a boom operator. But because I'm doing it only myself, I've learned the hard way. This is the ticket, right? Like a simple mic connects to it, and
great setup.
That's the thing. So it's a fantastic way to go. And then again, see this? Check this out. It works so easy. Slides off, and there you go. Now that's because I've done this base plate thing.
Ooh.
Now I have ordered some magnets to put under here, right? To put under this part. Right? So that if I have a metal plate or something that I connect to, I could actually do that and hook it onto something. And if the magnets are strong enough, it'll hold onto the wall, or at least it won't be all tippy on a desk if I have a plate.
If the magnets are strong enough, let's hope.
Yeah.
So I've looked at N52 magnets is what I'm hoping to get. There you go. Thanks, Andrew.
And whilst we're doing that, guess who's just joined us? But the wonderful, the ever gorgeous and best looking man in his sitting room, Eric Addison.
I'm not the one wearing it. Thank you. I'm not the one wearing an ascot today. Andrew, you are looking quite adapted, by the way.
Started
really.
this with the show promo. I thought I had to keep.
I was giving him the rib. I was giving him a rib about that in one of our meetings, and said Andrew's going to be wearing this outfit.
Yeah.
It's sharp and on point. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So Eric, you do a lot of shows as well. You've been to some shows. What's your take on all of this? So far, we've covered the why and getting ready. What's your take? What's your feeling about doing shows, doing events?
My thing with shows is that you have to push yourself. I think most of us, not all of us, maybe not Kyle, but a lot of us are introverts that do this, and we're very sort of live in our own little bubble. And you really have to push yourself to get out of that during these things and go up and talk to people. And it's hard because, listen, I am the same way. It's oh, look, that's so-and-so. I really should go over and talk to them. And it's always weird and awkward, but you get over it. And then, but out of that come those relationships. So you really have to sort of push yourself to go talk to people that you wouldn't normally talk to, that you've always wanted to talk to and ask them questions. Do things that you would never normally do. And just get out there and have a good time and make the most of it. And, the difference between Max and NAB or other kind of big trade shows like that, is that it's really focused on creativity. And so, take those classes. I mean, yeah, take the stuff about the apps that you normally use, Premiere or Photoshop or whatever it may be. But they also have sessions just about being creative and staying creative and hearing people talk about their process and how they work. And I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, even though it could be a photographer or somebody that does print or illustration or whatever, I don't do any of that. But hearing their creative process may spark something in me. It's like, oh, that's really good, and I want to apply that to what I do. And so, move out of don't just stay in your own little bubble, your own comfort zone. Move out and just let yourself experience.
Eric, do you have like when you go to the show, the event, are you trying to pitch anything? Because a lot of people. This is about. I wanted to sort of open the segment on the pitch, because basically there's 3 pitches, right? There's everybody's heard about the elevator pitch, right? And so that's what do you get? You get like 60 seconds in an elevator to pitch the idea to somebody, whether
30.
It's 30. There's also the escalator pitch, which is the time that it takes to pass on the escalator. So it's your one-liner. If you've only got 6 seconds to get somebody's attention who's really super busy and maybe completely influential on making your project or your whatever you're doing happen, you don't want to waste the time. That's the escalator pitch. So having an escalator pitch ready. I talk about this stuff, but I don't practice it as well as I could. I know it, but I'm trying to. Then there's the coffee pitch, right? The 6-minute.
Yeah, I think for me, whenever I go up to anybody, sometimes there might be an ulterior motive. Like I want to talk to that person about X and get their opinion on this or something like that. To me, it's really sort of gauging, whether that person's going to be open to it or not. It's having a couple different ways to approach it, because there might be somebody that you walk up to, maybe they're having a bad day, but the minute you go up to them and you go, hey, so-and-so, I've always wanted to meet you. And they're like, yeah, thanks. All right. Nice meeting you, whatever. It's like, okay, I got the vibe right there that guy is zero interested in hearing my, so you get the introduction, you say you like his stuff, and then you move on. Hopefully maybe you run into him when they're in a better mood. If they're like, hey, nice to meet you, like, hey, nice to meet you. Then it's like, okay, I got a window here. And you have to really feel that out, to me, before you start pitching people. So you have to kind of come up with a couple different lines. Is this person in the mood to talk to me now, or are they not? Because if they're not, they're getting this. And if they are, here's where I'm going to go. But I'm not going to go too far because I don't want to monopolize them, because there's nothing more awkward than when you're talking to somebody and somebody else walks up and just stands there like they want to talk to them too. And then you're like, okay, I don't want to monopolize this.
So just to cover that off, because this is an important point. Pitches aren't just for a particular film you want to make or a particular position you want to get. Pitches are about pitching you so that the person you're talking to will give you time, right? And you said something earlier, which was about, we're all quite introverted. Now, I know it seems, look at this. We're doing this thing. We're talking, hey, it's great to be here. We look like we're absolute extroverts. But the truth is, people like Jason and Carly Saul and all the guys you see here, everyone here is actually quite introverted. So it's kind of don't believe what you see on screen and find a way to approach that is just human. That's the first thing, because if you walk up to people and go, oh, hi, you're so-and-so. Look, I've got this idea. They'll just go, oh, God, another one, right? Another one. Find a way to form a relationship, because all these people are human. And then Kyle is absolutely right. Having a pitch ready to go that's as short as you can get it for the time.
If you have the opportunity.
Yeah. Just don't push it.
Eric, you make a great point. Yeah. So, John, you have show ideas and stuff. So do you have stuff in your back pocket that you have for pitches, or how do you do it?
I try not to be a shameless self-promoter. I've learned the hard way. I used to do what Andrew just said not to do, and you could just see like the shields come up over someone's eyes where they're like, nope, not doing this right now. And so you have to be, strategic in your pitch. And I do agree. Yes. Make it human. Like have a real conversation, like talk about what you're eating in the moment or drinking, or, hey, where are you from? That's a really good one, because you can, and you could find a through line like, oh, I'm from Italy. Oh, I used to live there. Like, and you start talking about pizza, and then you're off to the races. And then you pitch them. You don't pitch them that day. You get their contact information. You pitch them a month later. Hey, we're all back from Max. We've caught up on sleep. Let's have a conversation. You don't do it in that. So you have to play the long game with a lot of those things. And unless I'm at some very specific event where I'm there, they're like, no, come pitch us ideas. I try not to do it in the moment. I try to foster the relationship first. And then down the road, that's when I pitch. So, and I'll just cover a brief example. And this was not at Max. This was at NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters, which takes place in April in Las Vegas, typically. And I swear, and this is the genius of going to these things, of networking. I bumped into more people that I knew or that I wanted to talk to in the last 2 hours of NAB before I got on a plane home.
Yeah.
Every time I walked through a doorway, I would bump into someone, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're here!" I had no idea, because you can't find anyone there if you're trying. That's rare. You bump into someone you know. And I bumped into a gentleman who hires for teaching at events like this, and I've been wanting to talk to him forever and reconnect, because we're both from Chicago. And I said, "Oh my God, you're here!" And he's like, "I'm just walking to my car." And then a month later, I followed up on LinkedIn, and we actually had our first phone call. And then I pitched him, "Hey, can I teach at one of your events?" And he was like, "Let's talk about it." That's the real play there.
Yeah, Andrea, I'm really interested, because I've got some mobility issues and things. It's always interesting going to events, because people see you. They don't know what's going on in your life, right? So people come up to you and they do this sort of double take. There's all this stuff goes on, right? But so when people are pitching to you or to me, how do you, and do you pitch to people? What's your take on this? Because essentially introducing yourself, or you're trying to get an introduction to someone. How do you find that?
So what's interesting is, I honestly, the only time I have a pitch is when I am when I'm teaching, and so I have my intro pitch slide or whatever. But typically I've had people who pitch to me, and I listen, and we talk or whatever, but I don't really, I think I feel like I'm more like Kyle, when you were talking about introvert, extrovert. I'm an extrovert, sometimes introvert, but mostly extrovert. And I have a gift of the gab. So
that's an understatement, my love. That is so
looking
understated.
At your background, I don't believe that for a moment.
It's so funny. Andrew, I got to tell you, Andrew and I are left in the dust by how you can like light up a room and just put it on fire with your words.
Yeah, I'm going. Bye.
Like, it's so funny. I used to, growing up as a kid who was always told, "Oh my gosh, shut up. Are you in the basement? Are you this, that, and other?" But, these are the things that became a strength. Like, the strength was the fact that I can you can be a chef and I can pick up a conversation with you. You can be a plumber and I can pick up a conversation with you. And at the end, my goal always is to have you leave smiling. Like, I am a person who loves to make people feel good, no matter what they're doing and no matter what it is, about them and what they're trying to do. So when I'm introducing who I am, I just, I am who I am, this, that, and other. And then what happens is, though, through that conversation, that's when things evolve. Where like when John who mentioned something about your hero. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's when through the conversation. But yeah, I don't practice anything.
And I'd just like to run a thought past all of you quickly here, which is, the best advice I've ever had for going to events and meeting people and it's not about you, dummy. It's about the other person. It's about genuine interest. Kyle always talks about active listening. Give us your take on this, Kyle.
I'm probably the worst person to be an advocate for active listening, because I practice it the least.
Oh, no.
But I'm constantly aware that I should do it, and it's not my instinct, because I'm always trying. I have ADHD, and I'm always, my mind is going a mile a minute, and I want to finish everybody else's sentences, and I apologize for now and for the rest of the time of our lives together. I apologize for stepping on your words. I apologize.
We still love you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So, and I will say that. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna tell you, because we're the same. But one thing that's helped me, honestly, is always having a pen and paper. Because when I have that thought, I'm just so afraid I'm gonna forget what I have to say. That's why we blurt it out. Then, so if I write it on a piece of paper, I write while they're talking. You know what I mean? I just be like, oh, okay, and so that I can go back to it, and then it without.
Yeah. We're thinking about doing a whole show on disabilities and ADHD being something that's really important, because is it a superpower or is it a disability? And with regards to this situation, I don't know, Andrea, I'm going to drop this in your lap. What do you think when you're trying to get around and plan? Do you have to spend extra time? I don't want to say I don't want to overstep.
I think one of the big we should cover this in a different show, but certainly one of the things I do is I used to have to think really hard and say, can I admit to someone I've got a disability, and will they still treat me the same? Will I actually, will they give me the kudos? So I just think pre-handling that up front, telling everyone at an event that you've got a disability, you know what? Almost every time, in fact, so far, every single time, they will make provision for it, because guess what? We sit in front of screens. We don't have to run 100 meters or be able to speak, Shakespeare for 2 hours. What we have to do is what we do, which is be creative and help others. And we can do that from wherever we are. So I want
to hear from Andrea, but I want to come back to you about IBC and how Adobe helped you at IBC, Andrea, if that's all right.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to hear what Andrea's take is on that.
Yeah.
So I used to look at it as a disability. I used to be so ashamed of it. I used to be so, that's the time when anxiety was right. I was you would have thought I was shy. Now imagine that. You would have thought and it was jail. I'm not joking. It was jail. It trapped me so much. So the fact that the second that I realized that, honestly, it's just letting people know, I'm like, hey, listen, I am so sorry. I didn't remember this because I have a memory issue. I am so sorry. I did such and such because I have ADHD. So I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't use that as an excuse. I'm just letting you know what it is so that you have a platform, to base this. And, I'm not ignoring you, I'm not rude, I'm not this, that, and the other. And even when I teach, the first thing I tell them, listen, I will see you in Costco and I will not remember where I know you from. We'll have a conversation in 2 hours. Somebody will say, I don't know. So,
but you remember so many other little things too, right?
Yeah. Right. But I tell them from the button. And once that happened, once I let people know, and that part was gone, stripped from me, the conversations are amazing because they know, you're not feeling bad about it. You're kind of like, okay, it's already out there. This is who I am. Yeah. Let's go. You know what I mean? So I
often love you. You're awesome.
So just to cover off my experience of this, and real quick, with IBC this year, I was invited along by Adobe to IBC as one of the VIP community sort of leaders. God knows why, but they did. They invited me along. And I said, look, thank you very much, but you ought to understand I've got mobility issues and I would probably need to bring someone with me. I'm just making you aware of that. They came back, so quickly and just said, yeah, that's okay. So do they need a separate hotel? Do they need flights? A separate room? Do they need flights? Do you need someone to push you around? So we just talked it through what I needed. They made all the provisions. They didn't miss a beat. And it meant that when I got there...
Right? Thank you, Adobe, for being supportive.
Oh, I was just about to come to that because the most important thing was I was sitting in all of these meetings and all these places, and every time the cake got mentioned, I had 3 or 4 people bringing me cake. So I got caked to death. Adobe, you did such a good job with this. And it was never an issue. It was never talked about. I was able to participate fully and we were all able to exchange what we needed to. It was great. It was really good. Kez, you're a community engagement specialist.
Yes.
You must come across this kind of thing as well. And we're saying this, by the way, we're covering this right now because going to any event, there may be some of you that are thinking, well, I can't go because I've got some sort of disability. I've got ADHD. People won't get me, and you're frightened to go. Trust me, as long as they know, or even if they don't, introduce it, mention it, just make it a thing, and then move past it. Kez, tell us about that.
Yeah. So overall, we as the Adobe community, we welcome people of all shapes, sizes, walks of life. Doesn't matter if you have a disability or not. Doesn't matter if you have ADHD, OCD, all that type of stuff. We want you there. You are part. You're not just our customers, but you're also part of our community, and in some ways our family. The good and bad of it all. But yes, that's
what it feels like. It feels like
and we do our best to accommodate and cater to everyone, whether you have food allergies or mobility issues, anything. It's like the point of this event is to not only showcase what we've done as a company, but to also showcase what our user community has done overall through all the apps we use, because being creative comes in many shapes and sizes. There's no one way to do it. There's no one way to present it. It's like, we got to present it all. And that's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we just do everything. So, the more inclusiveness, the more outreach we do across the pond, across the world, the better our community is overall.
So we're getting towards the end of the show here, and I just wanted to kind of bring it back because guess what? Once you've been to one of these things, first of all, just go. It will change your life, right? The second, and then after you've been, you get back and you go, that was good. What then? What happens after you get back? Who wants to go on that? John.
Well, first of all, you get back and you decompress because it's going to take a couple of days. Catch up on sleep, sober up, realize that maybe you accidentally cancel a live stream while you were drinking with your buddies at the thing, and that happens. It's fine. No judgment there.
That was a cheap shot, man.
That was crazy. I had to redo the show and throw out invites to everybody. I think we were back up in within 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
I've no idea what you mean. I've no idea what any of you mean.
It's never happened. I'm just saying that's a hypothetical. But yeah, you go through and you probably have a pile of first of all, you have to go through all the swag because I just shove everything into the Adobe bag that they give you, and you're like, when did I get this fan and this hat and these stickers? And like, yeah, exactly.
All those pieces
all the pieces of flair.
Yes.
All the pieces of flair. Which reminds me, I have to take all the pins off last year's badge so I can bring it with me and put it on this year's badge.
Yeah, keep adding them on.
Yeah, exactly. And so you do that, but then you finally dig out all the business cards and all that kind of stuff, and you start and you just follow up with people like, hey, nice seeing you. Again, don't pitch, just be like, nice to hear from you. Go on LinkedIn, follow them on LinkedIn, try to connect, and drop them a line and that type of thing. And that's typically the what I do there. And also and I always forget to do this. I take a ton of notes, and I always forget to go back through and bring that for sure.
Yeah.
No, but that was from SNS. Yeah. That was swag at an event from SNS.
Super smart. Smart.
What about for you?
Sorry, John. I didn't mean
follow-ups. That's okay.
I am so hyped when I get back. I kid you not. I'm ready for the next event. I remember I get back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could do this for life. This could be something I could and it takes me a while to get down from that high because I am so I'm just ready to go. And once I'm going, I don't really have an off switch for a while. But I came back from Max one time and went straight to the Creative Pro conference and then went to a teaching conference, and I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, I feed off of other people. That's the part of my extrovert. So as hyper as they are, I'm going to meet your hype. You know what I mean? And if I'm going to several hype events, I will stay in that mode. And it's kind of crazy. And then eventually I calm down. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll knock out, I'll get a recharge.
And then do you follow up? Right?
Yeah. So usually LinkedIn, Facebook, everybody. Well, we're doing it while we're there, though. The networking is usually happening while we're there, and like we usually form like other groups. Like when we're with our Adobe group, we form these groups inside of Messenger, and we're all talking throughout about this and that, and where you at. Like we can find, when you guys were saying you can find each other, we find each other. We do. We have like, so we have like the long pole, like the flashlights, the the things in the air to get everybody to where we are and stuff like that. So we and you were talking about like it's hard. No, we run into each other all the time. It's the crazy. I'm not joking. Max has like 10,000 people, and me, Hannah, we will find like we just walking. It's like, oh, I was about to come to you, or I was about.
And you know, we're going to be doing some follow up with you, Andrea. You know that, don't you? We're going to be chasing you down. We're going to be chasing you down. Eric.
And the app, right? So the app is also something that's really helpful. The app gets you around. You get your map, your bookings, your schedule. Yeah. And we are using Slack channels as well.
Yeah. The only issue, just so you know, the only issue with the app is, and I love it while we're there, but when it's over, if you have not made that connection and your only connection is connecting to them in the app, you don't have that connection anymore.
Exactly.
When they stop it, so make sure your app is great, but make sure you're also getting, phone numbers, text,
So Eric, what about you for post follow up?
One thing I wanted to say too, just before I get to follow up, because something John said and you guys were just talking about, getting back to like the pitch thing, if there's someone you want to meet, reach out to them on social media before Max. Like if they're on X or Blue Sky or LinkedIn or whatever, send them a note and just say, hey, I want to, I'd love to meet you. Are you going to be there? Just so and it might trigger something in their minds. And that way, when you go up to them, they go, oh yeah, you're the guy who reached out to me. Because I've done that plenty. I met a lot of people and become friends with a lot of people just through that social media interaction. But getting back to the follow-up, I usually get home, I divvy up all my swag and kind of figure out what I'm going to do with that, what I'm going to keep, what I'll give to the kids. We didn't really talk about this, and this is really a Max thing. It's more like an NAD thing.
With the kids.
The stacks of magazines that you pick up and that you're going to leave on your desk and never read for like the next 8 months. We never really addressed that. So, but anyway, then I kind of agree with what Andrew just said. It's like if I'm meeting somebody, I am usually getting their social media stuff like right there. If I have not already connected to them, it's like, oh, are you on Instagram? Are you on this, whatever? And, getting that going, but definitely do that afterwards. Connect to people on LinkedIn, email anybody, and say, hey, it was great meeting you, and try to set up that follow-up relationship. But definitely taking a day off, having a beer.
I'll share with you a tool that I used. Now there's a lot of them. Blink is a good one. So this Blink, there we go. You can kind of see that, right? Ish. So what it does is it's a little app that allows you to put in all your different, thanks, buddy. So it allows you to put in all your different contacts numbers. So that's basically your card. But also with Blink, what I've done is another one, right? Like that for APTV. And then it's all QR code too. So, you meet somebody and you're like, you have 2 seconds to say hello and you're trying to get to a meeting and you don't want to miss out on following up later. QR codes. Awesome way to go, really.
John, you raised your hand.
I did, because I forgot one very important tip, and this goes for any conference. If you're going to be doing a lot of walking, you have to bring good shoes. Mm-hmm. And I don't just mean comfortable shoes. I mean good shoes that are built to last for the whole time, because I made that mistake at my first NAB, and I wore like really super comfy shoes that weren't meant for like walking around. They just look cool. Like, don't wear shoes because they're like, oh, this goes with my outfit or whatever. They will be destroyed at the end of the conference, and your feet are going to hate you. So,
avoid flip flops. Yes, avoid flip flops is what you're saying.
Bring extra socks. Walter Biscardi, I don't know if anybody in this group knows him, but he used to.
Color rating.
Walter gave me advice one time. He said, bring extra socks. Wear a pair of socks during the day, and when you go out at night, even if you're wearing the same shoes, just swap out those socks. It makes you feel like a new man, a new person, and your feet will thank you for it.
New socks.
So I guess
new socks. Swap out for the evening events.
So I guess what we've learned here is a lot of what we've learned here is planning for any of these events is key. Go do them, plan them, get in touch. If you want to get in touch with people at the show, meet people, then by all means, get in touch with them on social media. Don't pitch them on social media. Just say, look, I'm going to be at the show. It'd be great to meet. Just that. And you have a reason then to go up to them and say, hi, how you doing? Have you had the pizza yet? All of those kinds of things. Be 100%. Friends. Be friends. So I think
we're at the end of our show window. Would you guys be able to hang on for a couple of minutes longer? Well, we do want to say hello to our sponsors again, just for the bookend on that. And Andrew had actually put together video. Do we
there's no time for that, and it's not necessary. Okay. It's not necessary because we've got the coolest people in the world here. So just so you know, I'm just going to do. Us, or... Sorry,
is there an after party?
No.
The parties.
Let me count here. So we've got Adobe MAX. That's happening. As you can see, from 26th to the 27th for the pre-conference and 28th to the 30th, most of these guys are going to be here partying big and large. Go and meet them. Go and say hello, and get cake for me. And then we also can't forget our brilliant sponsors. We've got Lucid Link. They're going to be there. They're going to have Rupert Gagana. You're just brilliant people, and you've made all of what we're seeing here possible. Thank you so much, as has the wonderful Jim Tierney at Digital
Thank you, Jim, for all your support. You've been so amazing. And but the thing is, if you guys know Jim, he's been making software that has been liberating our creative for a long, long time. And every time he makes a new innovation, companies will actually take what he's done and do a version of it. So let's support our code warriors, independent code warriors, unite. Right? Let's keep on.
Jim still has the best Flickr removal tool available, and still his transcription software is unbelievably good. You might ask why. Go and have a look. But that's our sponsors. Yeah. They are wonderful people. Yeah. We adore and love them. And now we're back. Here we are. We're back at the end of the show. What do you think, Kyle?
Well, any last words? Let's do 10 seconds last hit for each one. We'll start with you, Andrea.
Oh man, I was hoping I was last because I just lost it.
Okay, Kess, we'll go with you. Come back.
All right, fun times, great memories. Adobe MAX.
Sweet.
Have a good time. Meet lots of people. Bring hand sanitizer so you go home healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time. John.
Yeah, I'm echoing all of that. Yes, all of it. Go have fun. Go have a good time. Meet some people.
Andrea.
I remember, do not max out your schedule. You're going to want to go to the store. It's going to be packed all throughout. So put some time into where you can actually enjoy the community, in the center, because you're going to want to, and you're going to be upset because you're going to be running the classes, and the lines are going to be long. So,
yeah, Andrew, you.
Oh, me. Send me cake. Listen, just go. There's been some great advice here from everyone. Just go. It will make a massive difference to everything you think and do. It will leave you ahead of the curve because you'll know about tech that's coming. People will get confidential with you. You'll find out stuff, and you'll find people that will become friends and possibly partners for life. You never know. Mm-hmm. You never know. Kyle.
Inspiration. For me, that's the biggest thing. I was so inspired by the creativity on stage, the new and innovation. It's just crazy. And the biggest advice that I can say is, you want to try to get to everything? You're already there. Don't try to do everything because you're already there. Take that moment that you're there with those people and build solid relationships. That's more important than showing up to an event that you're not at yet.
Yeah.
Get to Sneaks for sure. Get to the keynote speakers.
And find out who has the cake.
Yes.
Yes. Most important is the cake.
Yeah.
You know what? Sushi for me. Anytime sushi, I'm all in. Cake, I'm watching my girlish figure.
We'll go out for dinner, and you'll have the sushi, and I'll have the cake. Listen, guess what? We've got to the end of the show. Next week, we're going to be coming, we hope, live and resounding from Max with John and Kez and Kyle. Are you going, Andrea?
Oh, yes.
So we're going to find you. We're going to hunt you down, and we're going to have you on. We're going to have you live if we can. Eric, are you going to be there?
I will be there.
Look, we've got the whole show, but from Adobe MAX next week. So join us. It'll be fantastic. We'll be seeing some of the wonderful people there. Have a great week ahead, and thank you all. Are you going to shut the show down, Kyle?
I'm going to hit the button. Ready? Here you go. Bye, guys.
Are you ready?
Thank you so much. Bye.